Hello, you are listening to Jimmy's Editing Corner again, and today we are editing Talk Me Into. So, as listeners of the show may know, that we record an episode in two sessions. We record our second halves first, our discussion segments, and then we record our beginning parts after that. And that's just how we do it. That way we can actually consume what we're talking each other into. So today I'm going to show you a first half and I'm going to show you a second half. And yeah, I'm going to go step by step and show how I do it. So first we're going to open up our episode. And the last episode that we did a first half of, or the first episode that we did a first half of, is our Superman episode. Where is it? Superman, the Men of Tomorrow. All right. So I'm going to expand it and show all of this timeline. So this is our introduction segment. This is where we're introducing the topic and we're talking about our reviews, stuff like that, tweets, things like that, our fun facts. This is our talking ourselves into segment, and this is our introduction to the topic. We're talking about what it is that we're talking each other into. So I'm going to move it over to the side a little bit. Just, that's probably good. And I'm going to bring in our theme song. Talk Me Into theme. I'm going to drag it down over here. And this is actually going to be just a placeholder for the time being. I'm going to re-export it. I'm going to export it and then re-export it. It's a long thing. I'll show you why. Before we do that, I'm actually going to cut out whatever banter we had before here, so it's a clean opening.
Thank you for listening to...
All right, there we go. There's that thank you for listening. It's right over here. And that's not even good enough for our outtakes at the end, so I'm just going to cut it out completely and bring it over here so it kind of fades out and then comes right into our discussion.
Thank you for listening to Talk Me Into, the podcast where
Pretty
a
good.
group of friends tries to talk each other and maybe even you into liking what we like.
Oh boy, I'm going to hear that phrase till I die. All right, so the number one thing that I hear is how great our audio quality sounds. And while, yes, it does have a lot to do with these microphones are pretty good. It's pretty good bang for your buck. It is a... it also has a lot to do with the preset that I use. Over here, it's TMI. So in this preset, we have dynamics processing, hard limiter, and D-reverb. So... I'm going to recreate that and show exactly what I have for each of them. So our first one, and also we want this in the master track as well. That way, so it's affecting all the clips. You don't have to do every single clip. And sometimes when it's in individual clips, it doesn't sound as good. It sounds very strange sometimes. So that's why we put it in the master. So I'm going to add our dynamics processing. There it is. Dynamics processing. It's already at what it should be. I'm going to move it over to default. And basically, this is how loud it's going to be. This is how loud it's going to be. So we're going to move this down over here because we don't want it too loud. We don't want it peaking. I'm going to move this over here because I want the quieter moments to be a little bit louder. And I'm going to move this over here. Because we want the super quiet, like hums and stuff. We want to cut that out completely. And this is basically what it's going to be looking like. And in order to make it sound more natural, we're going to hit the spline curves. This is kind of what it looks like. Obviously, it's going to look a little bit different depending on what you're doing and what the environment is. But this is essentially what you want it to be looking like. So let's say that's good. We're testing it out. Sounds fine.
This episode, it's Superman.
All right, that doesn't sound bad. Now, next, we're going to put in our limiter. So it's a hard limiter. And I believe we want this just at -6. That's pretty much like the studio default is on -6. We don't want to be peaking above -6. It might go a little bit above that, but that's basically where it is.
The men of tomorrow.
See, it's around -6.
My name's Dan,
here.
and
Sounds pretty good. And just to say we're recording in a different environment, we're recording in like Jeff's apartment. It's a little bit echoey in there, especially when we were recording in his kitchen. So we're going to add a little bit of D-reverb. Nope, not that. D-reverb. And we're just going to have it at default. That's pretty much what we want it at.
sincerely believe that the best first pizza order at a new pizzeria is always a margarita.
So the good thing about the D-reverb is it makes the room sound a little bit more dead. And it sounds like we're recording in a studio, and we're not. And so that's pretty cool. So that's basically our, that's what we have. That's what we do to make the show sound good. So if you want to save that and keep it like that, we can make a preset. So in order to do that, save effects rack as a preset. Save it, and I'll just say TMI test, then hit OK, and then you just go over there to presets, and then it's good. Obviously, it's going to sound a little bit different for your show, depending on what equipment you're using, but this is what works for Talk Me Into. It may work for you. I'm going to move it back over to TMI, and let's get going. I'm going to be listening to this, see if I need to cut out anything, and if not, then I'll just go over to the transition. All right, so we have a little moment that I think I can cut out just to make it seem a little bit smoother. We're going to go back to this. Jeff is looking for a tweet to read for the show.
I look up the tweet. Right now, what I'm doing is a tactic called stalling as I look up the tweet.
Are you still looking it up?
I'm still looking it up. I'm still stalling.
All right.
It's pretty good. But there's a little bit of dead air, so I'm going to go in a little bit hot. And I'm going to hit R for the razor tool. And I'm going to hit it again so it gets all the tracks. And there, cut it. I clicked where I wanted it to cut.
Who's the tweet by?
And that little by Jeff. I'm just going to cut that out. Let's make it sound a little bit more natural. We do that a lot for Talk Me Into, but we've gotten a lot better with not having dead air like that. So I'm just going to highlight it and move it over there a little bit.
Looking it up. I'm still stalling.
All right. Who's the tweet by, Jeff?
The tweet is...
It's pretty good. Maybe that little... I'm going to cut that out too. Make it sound a little bit better.
Who's the tweet by, Jeff?
A little bit more.
Right. Who's the tweet by, Jeff?
Jeff says something there, and occasionally I'll just get rid of his track a little bit.
Right. Who's the tweet by, Jeff?
Wait, what was that?
Who's the tweet by,
Yeah,
Jeff?
sounds good.
The tweet is...
There we go. That sounds good. And yeah, I made a cut.
That episode is actually one of our...
You guys like...
I'm going to add the transition around there. So I need to add our beds, which are all from Jeff's old podcast, Distinguished Gentleman, that I think lasted like 2 episodes. Yeah, here they are. So I'm going to add these. Open. And here they are. I like to mix it up with the order I do them in. Sometimes it depends on the vibe. I think I'm going to do this one first. And this is just saying that the sample rate, it does not match, and it's going to match the sample rate, basically. Sample rate is like how often it's playing per second or per millisecond, and like the speed at which it was recorded. Very strange. All right, so that's really loud because we want it to be at the bed. We want it to be under what we're talking about. So I'm going to bring it down to around -19 decibels. That should be good.
You guys like the show?
I loved it. It was all about us. That's
We
great.
knew that there was a very high probability that we'd be the only ones who liked the show.
Yeah, I don't...
Discussion of roller skating, but what are you going to do?
Oh,
Jimmy had quite a reaction to
I
that.
forgot about that. I forgot that whole aspect of Dante.
Great.
It's over. Okay, next segment. I think I'm gonna keep that. I like keeping our little awkward endings there. All right. So from there, I'm gonna raise the volume a little bit, just for our transition. I like when we get to that little section of this bed. This is a good bed. I really like this one a lot, actually. And then I'm going to raise it all the way down so it fades out. So this is volume, if you couldn't tell. So I'm getting the volume a little bit louder, and then it's quiet until it's dead. And then I'm going to get the razor tool, cut it, get rid of it. We don't want it. So I'm going to bring this over here. Not over there quite yet, because I want to find out what banter is here first. Want me to bring this in?
I want to bring this in.
Okay.
Because it's actually relevant to what we just talked about.
Okay.
Are you recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
That might be outtake fodder later. I'm gonna grab that, and I'm gonna drag it all the way back to the beginning, and I'm gonna mute these tracks just so they're not playing for the actual show. Whoops, it's not quite what I wanted, but it's fine. Now I'm gonna bring it over here, and then have it fade down, the bed fade down.
This is the part of Talk Me Into where we talk we into. I'm talking me into things, and they're talking them into things.
Them.
And they're not things.
And that's pretty much the transition. That's how I transition each part of the show. This is also a pretty good part to put in our transition. Let's go back to number 1. This is a pretty good one. It's a little bit louder, so we got to make it a little bit quieter. We're converting the sample rate again. Pumpkin, what are you doing? My cat's just on my bed. Making biscuits. So we're going to make this a little bit quieter, maybe -21. It's a short amount of time. It's an embarrassing amount of time of how short it is in between me deleting the app and then re-downloading it and making a new profile.
Yeah. You've been there.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is sometimes it worked. It worked for me, but now it's just annoying as hell.
Great.
Now it's just sad for Jimmy.
Yeah, I will say.
Jimmy, a wise person once told me, there are tons of hot singles out there waiting to meet you.
That's how it's ending. Okay. That's how it's ending. I'm cutting that out because that's going to be funny in the outtakes. Move that to the outtakes. I'll expand it later. It's not sending the GIF. There it is.
Jimmy,
It's sent.
are you ready?
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay, Superman.
Oh, I hate that guy sometimes. All right, so we're going to cut this out again. Get to where he introduces the segment as his standard, okay, fellas. I still hate it. That's a lot of stuff that's potentially outtake material. Gonna move this sucker. Whoa. That's not how long we want it to be, but Oh yeah, it's muted. I can't hear it. That's usually pretty good. Make it quieter. And bring this over here.
Okay, Superman.
I'll give that. I'll give you that.
Okay.
It's better.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned at
And that's that. That's our transition. And I think we'll have... Oh, yeah, we should cut this out. Get rid of it.
the end of last week's episode, we're doing...
And that's it for that little part. And then we'll have our end transition, unless there's anything else that I need to cut in here. And that's that. All right. Jeff just went off with the F-bomb. If you can't see me, it's because my cat's in front of me, and this is her tail. Hi, how's it going? She likes to step on my keyboard when I'm editing. It's fantastic. Now she's on me. Oh, boy. Can I edit, please? Oh no! Stop it, Paris. Here. You can lay on me. Ow. Fuck. Fucker. Hi, how's it going? Where's Jeff swear?
Finish my sentence,
You
Daniel.
said, did he not say arc? This is when this
No,
arc
I
started.
said
run.
2011 is when this run began, and this is episode or issue 32 or something. So it's
Episode,
probably
here he goes
It was
again.
probably 2013-ish.
August 2014, the first issue came out.
Okay,
So
fuck
guys,
me, fuck me, Dan.
There's his F-bomb. We gotta cut that shit out.
Hey, fuck me.
Does he say?
So
Fuck
guys,
me, fuck.
so
Does he say it here?
Fuck me, Dan.
Yep, he says it twice. All right. This is a solo button. This makes it a solo track. So we're gonna. Why isn't this working? Why is this? Fuck me. Oh boy, Paris, you fucked something up. You're such a derp. What are you doing? Hi. What are you looking at? I'm not even mad now. I mean, I'm mad, but all right, let me close this out and reopen it. Hi. Hello. You're not going to be able to take me seriously anymore. All right. Here we are. There we go.
So
Fuck
guys,
me.
Cut out those fuck me's. Well, yeah, I'm just cutting out the fuck. I think this is the backspace to delete. Pairs. Sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. Now I got to add in the beeps. He looks so derpy, dude.
Me, Dan.
No, Paris,
come on,
stop.
very sorry.
Jim.
Oh boy. Yes, this happens
I'm
every
sorry,
time.
Jim.
Very sorry
Oh
for
my
those
god,
beeps.
Paris.
Jim.
Stop sitting on the space bar. I have to add in a beep. I believe it's on my desktop. Beep. I could just generate it, but I don't feel like it. Get my razor tool again.
So
Oh, nope.
what we're
Wonderful. All right, babe. I gotta get you down. I'm sorry. All right. Make this a little bit easier on myself. Move the beeps to where he was swearing. Cut it out.
the first issue came out.
Okay,
Guys,
me, Dan.
August 2014, the first issue came out.
Okay,
Guys,
me, Dan.
come on.
I'm very sorry,
Jim.
Jim.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Jim.
very sorry for those beeps.
I'm sorry, Jim.
I'm funny. All right, we're kind of at a point where I can add the episode 3 bed, wherever that is. Where is that? Oh, I gotta re-export it. Or re-import it. That's weird. Very strange. There it is. All right, doing the sample rate again. Noise. All right. bring it down to around negative 19.
I'm doing jazz fingers right
Yes.
now.
Confirmed.
All right. I'm not going to cut that out. I think that's kind of funny.
Right
Yes.
now.
Confirmed.
All right. So going to raise the volume a little bit. And even though we don't have our discussion segment, I'm still going to put in a transition. So when we do, it will already be there. So I'm transitioning. All right, that's good. And then lower the volume. And what's at the end? Cut it. And bam, we have a first part of an episode. And this is all of it. And yeah. So I'm going to export this because the guys like to listen to them before we record, just so to get like a general idea of what we talked about. So I'm going to export with Adobe Media Encoder, which is another program. If you have the Adobe Suite, you have it with your subscription. So I'm going to say first part, and while it's opening, it'll come up. Let's get a move on. There we go. That's Adobe Media Encoder. Hit OK. Now it's exporting it to Adobe Media Encoder. And from here, I have it basically set so that it exports at a pretty decent. I have it at a preset where it's exporting to a file where it's not like amazing quality, but it's good. It still sounds pretty good, and it keeps the file size a little bit smaller because it does cost money to host things. So that's it. And it's exported. I believe it's on my desktop now. And that is our first part. Now we have to do our second first part. All right, so here we have our second first half, which is the host. And I'm basically going to do exactly what I just did for the other ones. So I don't know what these are. I don't remember. Oh, this is Jeff and I talking. That's going to be put somewhere else. I'm going to put that in our outtakes. I don't remember what we were even talking about. Oh, I think this is an ad for our YouTube channel.
You could throw it before any episode you want.
Okay.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Thank you for listening to Talk Me Into. My name is Jeff,
My name is Jimmy.
and Dan's not here.
Dan's not here.
He's here. He's taking a little bathroom break in between recording sessions, but we have something very important to tell you. Jimmy, you have launched the official Talk Me Into YouTube channel.
All right, so I'm going to put that in between one of our whatchamacallits, one of our segments. So I'm going to add in our Talk Me Into theme and put that over here and find where our thing starts. Should I do a fun fact regarding 5-star Sean or 6-star Brian?
Sean.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking blanket boy over here.
Blanket boy.
Blanket has seen better days, fellas.
Fucking blanket
I've
boy.
seen better
If
days.
any of you go to Mexico anytime soon?
McDonald's?
Yeah.
McDonald's, Mexico, same shit.
If any of you go to Mexico anytime soon, will you pick me up a new blanket?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Jimmy, we recording?
We are recording.
Thank you.
Sorry. I was going to say,
Fucking Dan.
remind me to tell you something about money.
Show is kind of
Great.
funnier uncensored, but it is also funny censored. I don't know.
Cool.
Oh, I owe you money too.
Who?
I owe Jeff money.
For what?
Oh,
Doctor
Doctor
Who.
Who. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
I have cash.
I'll take money.
No.
Thank you for
What are you
listening.
talking about? Doctor Who?
I'm gonna fucking throw my dick into your throat.
What?
Wow. Bleep both of those words out.
What?
Thank you for listening.
All right. That's where it's starting. We have a lot of outtakes. That's all pretty much gold. All right. So I'm going to move that down there again. That's where our outtakes go. Ooh, we have a lot. But that's also just shilling out. All righty. So here is our first segment. Oh, I want to mute those.
Thank you for listening to Talk Me Into, the podcast where a group of friends try to talk each other and maybe even you into liking what we like.
And that's that. That's how we started off every time. For some reason, Dan and Jeff can never remember if we have reviews or ratings or emails or tweets. So there's always an awkward discussion in between, and got to cut it out. So right over here is where I'm like, yeah, I have a review. So we're going to do that.
I'm doing them.
Gonna cut it. I do have a review. If
Okay.
you want
Cool segue.
It's
Yeah.
not. I'm cutting this part out. If you guys want to ask me
Yeah.
if I have any.
Can I ask him?
Sure, you can ask him.
Oh boy, don't even remember what this was. Yeah, let's put it in the outtakes. You never know.
2, 1.
Why is he counting? Both of them are counting, or both of them are gonna say something. This is so stupid.
That which
Okay.
I inherently dislike, but I'm doing them. Jimmy, do we have?
Oh boy, that's cut off a little bit. So we highlight it, move it a little bit. No, that's too much. Semantics. This is so dumb.
I'm doing them. Jimmy, do we have any reviews
or ratings
or
or comments or
or
tweets
emails?
or listens or emails?
Sure. We have a sure. I'm only recording this so you can hear us swear on the podcast before I have to bleep it out. Called fuck every word. Fuck every word. All right. Called fuck. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Fuck it. Hey. It's so little. Oh, I missed it completely. Oh no, I got it right on the dot. All right, let's add that beep. Beep, 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 beep. I think I need this a lot, so I'm going to move this over to the muted track. It was called fuck every word, where it was like every word, but it
Sorry,
just
Jim.
says,
Sorry, Jim.
yeah, it just says fuck. It's fuck. You. Another fuck. Oh, whoops. Want to get all the tracks. That's perfect. That's one way to do it. I've never even thought about doing it that way before. App before that.
Sorry, Jim.
So it's app before that.
Sorry, Jim.
So it's like fuck Aardvark. Another fuck. Look at that. So it's like fuck Aardvark.
Sorry, Jim.
Sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
When we started the show, we were like, all right, we're not going to say fuck.
Oh boy. We got some more.
Not going to say fuck. I'm going to say fuck.
This is a very fuck heavy episode.
All right, we're not going to say fuck.
Yeah.
And then every now
Sorry,
and then
Jim.
one would slip out, and Jimmy's just like, yeah, we'll edit it. And now it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. There's
Sorry,
gonna be a lot of bleeps.
I'm
this
still
episode.
like not.
All right. One more.
Fuck.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, we'll edit it. And now it's just like,
Yeah. There's
Sorry.
gonna be a lot of bleeps.
I'm
this
still
episode.
like not.
So I'm gonna cut this out because it is kind of stupid just to put it in the outtakes, but I'll have you guys listen to it.
California will get flooded or separate from an earthquake.
Yeah.
Great.
A lot of dead air.
Yeah.
done.
No, sometime we should wait that long and then just start talking again. Jimmy, well, that's it.
No,
I'm like, no, it's
I
not.
hate when podcasts do that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We've dead
wait,
air.
hold on. Is my phone, did I lose service? What's going on? And then they're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would rather fuck with the audience any way other than silence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst.
It is. The dead
Yeah.
air. Was I recording?
Yeah.
No, don't do that. That's
It's done. All right, yeah, I'm cutting that out. All right, so we have the entire first half of the host all edited. I have all the transitions. I got the theme song. And even though in the final version I'll be cutting the theme song out, this is only just for the placeholder. But just to listen to with Dan and Jeff, I think it's fine. So I'm going to export with Adobe Media Encoder again. And I'm going to say the host first part .mp3, hit OK. Now it's going to export over to Adobe Media Encoder. Then it's going to export to my desktop. And it's going to be a grand old time. All right. So now we're going to do our 2 second parts, our discussion segments of Talk Me Into. So I'm going to open recent. And I believe our first one is Star Wars, The Clone Wars. So as you can see, this is already edited. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to add in our discussion. So I'm going to go to open, Talk Me Into, and it is Star Wars, The Clone Wars discussion. Star Wars Rebels discussion. I believe it's just Star Wars discussion. There we go. And this is it. I believe this is all of it. Yep. Hit copy. And go back to the Star Wars The Clone Wars. I'm going to hit paste. And here's our episode. And so it's going to be about an hour long, probably a little bit shorter. And that's typically what we like to keep our show at. I like to be a little over an hour, but you never know. So let's hear what this is all about.
Ellen
It's fine. I don't really want to be, so it's okay.
You're too little. You're a little boy.
I'm a little boy. I don't even know what we're talking about.
What are we recording first?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. I'm not going to do that again because you already did it. I just listened to the first half to get a reminder. Are we recording?
Yeah, we are, but I need to get my.
All right. I'll bring us back.
Notes Americanos.
Notes Ingles
Star Wars.
Americanos, por favor. ¿Dónde está mi culo? Mi culo es en mi pantalones.
Ay,
Vaya con Dios.
I'm ready.
All right. So we're going to move those over to the beginning for our outtakes. Don't know if we're going to use them or not, but we'll see at the end of this. So I'm going to take this and move it over to here. So our transition is fluid.
Thank you for listening to Talk Me Into still. We're glad that you didn't turn off the episode
And that's
or
it.
skip to another topic.
Yeah. Put on a jacket. I was getting a little chilly. So on these shows, we always end it with our little plug of the show. And then we say, in the meantime, so-and-so, where can they find the show online? So I like to match it up with the first bed that we put in here, which I believe is the Distinguished Gentleman bed 2. So we'll find number 2, and then we'll put it in there. Here's bed number 2. And we'll lower the volume.
Yeah.
And
In
this
the
is how we
meantime,
end the show.
Dan, where can people find the show online?
You could find us at www.talkmeinto.com. We're
9 motherfuckers.
Oh boy, I gotta bleep that out. I'm so stupid. Motherfuckers.
Fucker. Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
I'm the worst.
Nine motherfuckers.
Wow, sorry,
Jim.
Jim.
That last part was kind of quiet. I'm going to boost it up a little bit. Maybe up to like +6. +6. +6.
We talk you into next.
United States geography. Kansas City, Kansas. See you there.
Yeah.
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 Weird way to end the show, but that's how we did it. So we're going to do that a little bit. Then transition down. I believe we have some things that we can put at the end for outtakes. So I'm going to bring it over here, grab our outtakes, bring it over to the end. Let's take a listen, see if they're anything worthy.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. Oh,
I'm going to keep it in because we're singing. I feel like every episode needs some singing. We sing a lot on this show.
That's
All right, let's hear what this part is.
Gotta get my fun facts.
this.
That's not really that funny. I'm just going to cut it out. So this is it. This is our episode. And so what I have to do, because we have this dynamics processing going on, that makes our theme song sound not great. It sounds a little compressed. I'll play a little bit for you. Like it sounds...
it's so good. It's so bad that it's good.
Yeah, it sounds a little compressed. It sounds like there's not enough dynamic range. So what we do is, like I said earlier, that's going to be our placeholder. So we're getting rid of our placeholder. And what we're going to do is mix down session to new file, entire session. And while that's exporting, yeah, it's exporting. All right, so here is our new file. So with that new file, we're going to make a new multi-track session, and I'll show you why in a second. Multi-track session, I will say Star Wars, Clone Wars, final. All right, so we're going to take that mix down file, bring it over here. Then we find our Talk Me Into theme. And because we used it as a placeholder earlier, we don't have to mix around anywhere. No, wait, no. Talk Me Into theme. There we go. And I'm going to boost it up a little bit, just a little bit louder to 2.1, just so it's a little bit louder.
Yeah, it's
And that's
so
good. And you'll hear it sounds fine into our transition.
Thank you for listening to.
So that's how we do it. Yeah. So from here, we're going to export again. Export with Adobe Media Encoder. Star Wars Clone Wars Final. I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm going to add Star Wars Clone Wars The Lost Mission. Yeah. Hit OK. And it's going to export to my desktop. If you like that theme song, that is by a band called Hostage Calm, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. Dan is friends with the lead singer. He was in bands that played together. And he asked them if we could use one of those songs. And he said yes, Seymour from Hostage Calm. So I really appreciate that. And I miss that band a lot. Pumpkin's being a little jerk to Paris, waking her up. All right, so that is exported, and now we are going to open up our other one, which is Minefield. All right, so here is our already pre-done Minefield episode, and now we are going to open up our discussion. Talk Me Into Minefield discussion. You're going to grab it. Ooh, this is a long one. 41 minutes. Anything left? Yeah. Copy it. Control C. Then bring it back over here. Paste. Then we find where the episode starts.
It would be great if you can do that for us.
My mom just commented on.
All right. Yeah.
I did. I don't know if Jimmy did.
No,
I'm the one that said hi, and you say hi to Jimmy.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
was
even.
Hi, Dan. On the twits.
Okay, fellas.
Hi.
All right. This is where it starts because Dan starts it off with an okay, fellas. Bring that over to our outtakes. That's probably going to be gold because Jeff was already using a voice, so that'll be fun. So I'm going to listen to this part of the show, And if I need to cut anything, I will let you know and show you how that's done. Now, I've already showed you multiple times.
This is fucked up. Started the actual experiment. I was like, this is fucked up.
Jeff.
Sorry, Jim, but it is like, even though like they
Just kept sort of waiting for the pooping. But
Jimmy, can you isolate I was waiting for the pooping and put it
Yeah.
into the intro theme song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Take out something else. They're all
Yeah.
from old episodes.
I will.
I just put I was waiting for the pooping.
Yeah.
Just for this episode and see if anybody realizes it.
Okay. So if you didn't notice, now you know. Because now I have to do that. All right, let's find that. I was waiting for the pooping. Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate that.
so yeah, I just kept sort of waiting for the pooping. So yeah, I just kept sort of waiting for the pooping.
I will move that. I guess I got to copy it, huh? Because I still want that in the show. I'm going to move that and bring it down to here. Oh no, where'd it go? Just kept waiting for the pooping. Ah, shit. Let's move that all the way to the front. So that's going to be a fun little thing to do later. All right, so here we have our end. I'm just doing a little transition again. Then we have our outtakes. Nice. That'll sound good. Let's go grab our outtakes over here and find out what's usable. That's a lot. All right, let's take a listen.
Her hair was kind of curly. She
So
asked
much
me
singing on
to
this
bust
show.
her out of her house. And don't even put this at the end.
Okay.
Rape.
Put it at the end. Put it at the end. Just the word. Well, what we talk you into next.
That's getting cut. That whole stupid thing. Oh boy. What's this?
Gaga. She's good.
Gaga, ooh la la.
Rama,
Ooh la la. Gaga,
Worst thing.
ooh la la.
Want your bad romance.
Okay.
Try not to break my house.
I'll break what I want to break.
I'm gonna break your fucking face under my knuckles.
If my day keeps going this way,
I just might.
break your fucking face tonight.
Give me something to break.
How about your fucking face?
I think I'm
Oh,
just
you
gonna
know-
cut this out. There's too much swearing.
Oh, I pack a chainsaw.
What?
A chainsaw.
What?
A motherfucking chainsaw.
Jimmy, turn my headphones up. I can't hear what he's saying.
So come and get it.
Cool.
Cool. Not very cool. Just
Not
cool.
very cool.
Just cool. Not very cool. All right, Jim, you start this.
Okay. Yeah, it's cutting out. It's funny though.
Your butt is good.
It's talking me into fodder on the twits. All right. Yep, that's good for our end of our episode. And that's it. That's our episode. Ooh, what is that?
So yeah, I just kept sort of waiting for the pooping.
All right. Let's get rid of that because I moved it over. Oh, shoot. No, that was it. I do need that. All right. I'll move that over here. Move it to the beginning. It's muted. But I'll get rid of this and I'll do what I said I was doing before. Mix down session in new file. Entire session. And I'll grab that. And we have to make a new Talk Me Into theme apparently. So that's going to be exciting. All right. Now that's exported. We got to go into a new multi-track session. It'll be Minefield Final. I'm going to move that into there. And now we have to make a new Talk Me Into theme. I got to find our old Talk Me Into. Oh, Talk Me Into theme MP3. Oh no, this is the original. Ah, shit. So I found our Talk Me Into theme original. I had to go from a backup because dummy over here forgot to save it. So I have to remake this. I have to take one of the isolated tracks and change it. Where was that? That was oh my gosh. Minefield. To take that, copy, and then bring it into this. It's our Evie Scream. Which one should I get rid of?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so bad that it's good.
That is the wrong answer, actually.
It's just a wild romp.
I am feeling this.
Let's get rid of that. I'm feeling this and put keep waiting for the pooping.
So yeah, I just kept sort of waiting for the pooping. Yeah. All of them. Hey, what are you talking yourself into?
Oh, that's so good.
Trying to talk myself into that.
This is what this podcast is for. We're also trying to talk you into it.
Yeah, that's good. Just kind of sort of waiting for the pooping. Let's play that again.
A wild romp.
So yeah, I just kept sort of waiting for the pooping.
Oh boy. So this is talk me into kept waiting for the pooping theme. All right, good. Let's export that as the Adobe Media Encoder. So worth it. All right, let's go back to that multi-track session. Minefield Final. That multi-track mixdown is there. Yes, it is. Bring that up to 2.1.
It's just a wild romp.
So yeah, I just kept sort of waiting for the pooping.
It's so good. All right. I am going to export this, and that is how I edit Talk Me Into. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Son of a Fitch on Twitter and Instagram. And I hope that you guys learned something out of this. I'm probably going to be highly editing this, so it's going to be a little choppy. Maybe I accidentally cut something out that you're interested in. But yeah, let me know if you like to see more videos on different things that I work on. Let me know. And thanks for watching. And we'll get back to you some other time that I guess I change how I edit Talk Me Into. I don't know.